Tal'Darim, Shakura's Plateau. He was so strong on those maps. All he did was drop, and wreck out multitask every player that he played against, especially like PrOp. I feel like in that mid game it's just like impossible. So Catalina, you have a massive area around the back of the main where you can drop, and it's quite hard to get the scouting info to see if the drops are coming. Yes, you have observers, but there's so many areas you have to think about. There's one at the natural, there's one at the third, there's even a drop place for the fourth. There's just so many places you can harass on this map.
Exactly. But before we get too much into the strategy of these players, let's introduce them first. And spawning in the 1 o'clock position as a blue Terran player playing for cSc1xBet, it is Kaz.
And spawning in the left side of the map here on Catalina, we have the player that's just taken Dimarga down. Can he take Cass down? It is Properties Mecha.
Well, he was certainly looking good, but I don't think that you can play so incredibly patient against a player like Kaz. Kaz is relentless. That's I think the best word to describe him at this point.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more options right now with the buff of the Widowmine as well. It has to be said, there's a lot more options for Terran to be more aggressive in the early to mid game as well. Whereas with Zerg, I mean, if you're going to go for a macro game, there's only so much aggression you can actually put on, right? And that's kind of where Ekar was able to sit back against Dimarga and just create a big army and basically win. There was nothing really else that really happened. But
Exactly.
Cass, looking like he's gone for CC first here. He might go into 2 Rexes, it looks like. Follow up.
Well, usually that's the case, and otherwise you don't have enough units out to
No.
get
It'd be very
stuff
risky.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the only other thing I could think of is like possibly a Widowmine drop play in the main or something, but then your natural's like completely exposed, and if Mechar decides to go for like some one base all in or cheese or whatever, he's gonna basically roll Cass because of the power of his army compared to Cass's.
Exactly, but look at this. This is kind of interesting. Mechar did see that there is a command center first build from Kaz. He immediately gets another gas geyser with that too. Full saturation right there, and the pylon does go up.
Stargate?
Yeah, this is gonna be a Stargate. There's no way that this is gonna be anything else. If you're going for a Twilight Council, you would not build it as close to your opponent's base as this Stargate is going to be. And with this build, you're usually not going to have a whole lot of Marines out. Definitely not enough to cover 2 mineral lines. So
no, I mean what Cass can actually do is send all the SCVs maybe to the main base, so that all he has to defend is the main base, and then just send all his Marines there. But I mean, Mechar's going to be able to do a lot of damage here with this. I mean, he can pick off Marines coming out of the racks. That's a little stylistic thing you can do with the Oracle. And Cass hasn't scouted yet. That's a good point. Cass has not scouted yet. He has no idea what's coming.
Look at this. This is extremely cute. Like the Stargate is about to finish up. There's a Stalker poking at the front. He already got 1 Marine kill. And every Marine is crucial at this point. But he's also getting those Marines completely out of position. He needs those Marines at the front to defend against that Stalker. But that is going to leave his mineral line completely exposed against the Oracle that is currently being built.
Cass is in so much trouble right now. He has no defense here. The Oracle is going to go to town. Cass needs to react to this. He needs to scout. Yep. But there's just nothing on the way.
There are 6 Marines in total out right now. Now 7. And he's making that tech lab. That Oracle's
We're about to see a lot of dead SCVs. Get ready. Hold your horses. Oh, he has 5 Marines. He needs another Marine. He has the 6 Marines. Can he defend against this Oracle?
Still depends on how he engages this. He got 2 Marines. Got 3 SCVs, I believe. It's still alive.
That was actually not bad for Cass. Oh, the swing around though is going to be able to kill more SCVs. But I was expecting way more damage there. Cass just made the slight change of moving his Marines closer to his CC at the right time, and that's obviously some good game knowledge from Cass there, knowing what time the earliest Oracle can come out.
Yeah, he still needed actually to get a little bit more damage done, because the investment into that Stargate is pretty painful. And if you look at the current work count, then Cass is only down 3 workers. And usually if you would see Nexus be built after a normal gateway, then usually the lead is already 4 to 5 probes because of that Chrono Boost ability. But now with these missile turrets in place, I don't really think that this Oracle is going to accomplish a whole lot.
No, I think Cass did a really good job actually to micro his workers there. But as you can see, the Oracle now not really going to do much more. I think it's going to be used for Revelation, or is it Envision? Envision, yes. No, wait, is it Revelation? I can't remember which one it was.
Envision is a detection, and Revelation is that he's going to tag those army units and he knows the positioning. That is still going to be a very useful thing at this point. But he's also.
You can tell I don't play Protoss, right?
Yeah, I don't. I play Protoss. I don't even know the hotkeys for activating those abilities. I should really play more ladder. Okay, this Oracle's not going to achieve anything anymore in this in this mineral line. Way too many.
Cass is really well set up.
But he's still keeping Cass at home, and that is going to allow Mecha to play quite greedy. He went straight up to Colossi, and the first one is already on the way. That is still pretty greedy from Mecha in this setup.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen actually players like Flash go for like little marine bio counters when he's seen a Stargate play, because he knows that the Protoss doesn't have any defense, and as long as he has turrets up at his main and his natural, there's only so much the Oracle can do before it's going to be made a little bit like pointless to have in the game, to be fair. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think this is going to work in Mech's favour. He's going to be able to take a pretty fast third if he wants to as well, because he's got the Colossus out. But Cass macroing pretty well right now. But he's down by 5 workers, but with the support of those 2 mules, he's in an okay position.
Yeah, I think it's economically it's kind of equal at this point, but the Oracle's still alive, and I really love how Mecha just pulled back that Stalker. He knows when that 9-minute mark gets closer and closer, the chances of having Stimpack done is pretty realistic, so I better pull it back, otherwise it's just going to die off right there.
I've also seen a lot of concussive shell timings from Terran recently in TVP, so he's done a really good job to actually pull that back, because there was a chance that Cass could have had concussive shell and then that Stalk would be dead, oh dead.
Yeah. Also, that Oracle is now sitting already at 10 kills. And look at how incredibly awkward this is. Cass has his entire army in the middle of the map, while he's stimmed 2 of the Marines, one to the left side, one to the 5 o'clock side. One Marine is now idling there, but he still could not push through because he did not know where his opponent was.
Mecha's going to see this though, and he's bringing his Oracle back. He knows that Cass is moving out, and there's only 2 Colossus here. Oh, great force fields from Mecha. He could have probably just used the 2, but he's got 3. The most important thing right now for Mecha is to gain time. If he can get time to get more Colossus, to get more ground forces out, he's going to be able to push this army back, and then Cass has got to be able to use drop harass to be able to pin Mecha back and take an economic lead. He's currently on 5 Raxes, and the 3rd CC is nearly finished, and he's making currently 2 Vikings at a time, and he'll start to transition more into the double starport Ghost Academy standard style that we see from Terran players. Loving that positioning.
Yeah, that's just something
that
that
was
Mecha
awesome.
cannot do anything about. You build anything too close to the edge, Cass is gonna pick it off, and might.
And now he's supply block.
Yeah, it's still extremely annoying. 3 pilots on the production tab from Mechar. 3rd base does get started, but this is going to spread Mechar pretty thin, and this army of Cass can still be pretty scary.
I like how he's leaving the rest of his army at his natural right now, because he's going to be able to build up a lot of Vikings. I see a lot of Terran players which go for the rally out of their Raxes and their starports, and they end up losing a lot of Vikings, and then the Colossus count gets a bit too strong, and then all of a sudden Terran doesn't have enough Vikings to deal with the Colossus. Right at this point in time, Cass is just using the bio to make Mecha feel at unease and get map control, really.
Yeah, but still, Cass has to be very careful, because looking at the upgrades currently, they are with the +1 armor of Cass finishing up. Oh, big leg spike right there. Who is it? Is it me? I hope it's not me. No, it's not me. But once that +1 armor for Cass is finishing up, it's going to be equal upgrades. There's not a second engineering bay. The armory is still being built for Cass, while the 2-2 for Mecha is already on the way. So the longer that this goes on this way, those upgrades are going to play a huge part in the play of Mecha. So I really think that Cass needs to do damage relatively soon if he does not get his upgrades very quickly.
Do you think that this could trigger an SCV pull? I mean, he's gone Colossus, and he's gone for a third base. I mean, I could actually see... I feel like Cass could go for an SCV pull.
I think so too, but I don't think that Cass would bother with an armory at that point, actually. The fact that he starts at armory, the only purpose is going to go to higher upgrades. But with the current Colossus count already being so high, I really don't think that it's going to be all that viable. But the Twilight Council was pretty late, so he's got that going for him. So he definitely has potential, but it's still going to be a very risky spot to be in.
Second starport's only just started, so Colossus count currently at 4. Are we seeing more Colossus on the way? We are seeing more Colossus on the way. Cass needs more Vikings out. I haven't seen any Chopper Ras here really from Cass. He's just kind of poking, and I do see that a lot from Terrans, but there's only, you know, in a minute, Mechal's going to have a substantially more superior army to play against Cass. But I mean,
he should go into those Templars relatively soon right now.
Yeah. I mean, there's no Ghost Academy right now quite yet, because he's not seen the Templar archives yet, but oh boy, this is a big army from Cass still.
Well, Blink is
it's
still
going to
not
come
done.
down to micro.
Yeah,
no.
Blink is still not done. That's going to be very good for Cass.
But there's so many Colossus.
Yeah.
With the Photon Overcharge with that, he's not going to be able to engage into that planet, into that third Nexus, sorry.
Exactly.
And he doesn't have many medivacs, so the bio isn't going to be able to get healed very easily as well. It's going to just get splashed to smithereens, basically, by these Colossus. He just needs more medivacs and more Vikings, really.
Yeah. If you can take care of those...
oh my god, that Oracle is still alive.
Yeah, 11 kills on
that.
Finally did get taken out. No revelation on that one. But look at that. Mechar is actually looking to be aggressive. I'm not quite sure how I feel about that, because currently the Viking count is at 11. Which is
it's great positioning though. It's a fantastic position for Mechar though, because there's no concave that Cass can really make here. And it's all going to come down to that concave to really deal with those Colossus. But he does have a lot of Vikings now.
Yes, that's what he is going for. And the charge also not done for those Zealots, and he is pretty Zealot heavy at this point. He's warping so many Zealots. The Vikings, they are just shredding through those Colossi.
The Colossus couldn't get any shots on the bio, and they started hitting the CC. So the bio here is just wrecking the Zealots and the Stalkers. And yeah, he just has nothing now to really engage this army with. He's kept a fair few Vikings alive as well, so that was really nicely played from Cass.
That really helped him too, but still there are only 2 Colossi that are remaining. Zealots and Stalkers, they are not going to trade very well with this army that Cass is going for. But 3-3 on the way. Charge is about to be done for those Zealots, and there are a lot of Zealots here. He's 22 Zealots at his third base right now, and those Blink Stalkers, well, they have been thinned out quite a bit, but so have the Viking count. Now he has 9 once again.
Yeah. But Cass here is only on 6 Raxes, and he's taking a 4th base. He really needs to start thinking about adding a 7th, and I would say at least an 8th Rax here, because his income here is going to start getting really out of control with the support of more mules.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like Cass's choice to not get a planetary at the 4th though. I think that's kind of risky.
That's exactly what I was going for. He has an orbital command, 4 orbital commands. Now,
that's really greedy.
Yeah, nowadays, especially in the lower leagues, we even see Terrans going for a planetary fortress at the 3rd base sometimes. That's actually not that uncommon right now, just to be able to defend any kind of all-ins that might be coming your way.
And DTs are so annoying when you don't have a planetary and you don't have a bunker or an army there just to defend them. So, but this is it. Looks like Cass is going to engage this.
Yeah, I would really love to see some force fields come down. The force fields there are so incredibly late, but those can also hinder those Zealots quite a bit. But all of the Colossi they have already killed off. There's still a lot of bio.
My god.
Army supply 40 supply higher for Cass. This 3rd base is going to go down. There's nothing that Mechar can do about it.
There's just too much Terran here. I mean, once again, the Colossus not being used to kill off the bio. They just couldn't get close. The Vikings pushing them back. Mechal's playing very, very passive here. He's not really taking this army on. And sometimes you just got to grab the bull by the horns and just go for it, because right there, I mean, Cass, even though it was a strong army, I mean, he just needed to make sure that the bio was getting shredded, but he just sat back and tried to let the Photon Overcharge do a lot of the work. But
yeah. Now 3-3 is done for Mechar though, and he should really get something done at this point. gonna
Nice
go for a
pickups
few of
there.
those Vikings out. It's gonna be so nice.
That was
those
really
plus
nice.
3 Stalkers really do quite a bit of damage against those Vikings,
Yeah,
actually.
and he blinks out, so he picks off about 3 Vikings there, and look at this Colossus, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. Oh, lovely EMP on those Zealots. That was a huge amount of EMP damage there.
But still, those Zealots do not seem to die at this point.
Cass looks okay.
Yeah, he's pulling the boys right now. That one Colossus in the back that did a lot of damage too. 7 kills on that bad boy. Also, the Archons tanking so much, and those Zealots they dealt a lot of damage.
Mechar's in a really terrible spot now. He doesn't have that 3rd remade. This is pretty much all in from Mechar, and it looks like Cass here is going to be able to push this back. Cass, the European Terran player here, showing how it's done.
Yeah, these are the last remaining units. Still, the supplies are not that crazy. It's well, Kaz is now is able to reproduce that army so much quicker with that the 3rd base never being remade.
Mechar needs Storm so bad, but he just doesn't have the economy to do this. I feel like this is game over now. I mean, Cass is taking a 5th, and he is getting another orbital. This guy is crazy.
Widowmine at the possible 4th base while the 3rd base is not even here to just make sure that it does not go up. He's gonna go in for one last push, but the army supply of Kaz is just 3 times as high, and Archons may be very good, but they are not this good. All of the shields have been peeled off, and it looks like Kaz is just gonna go. Well, he can just go for the victory right there. A few Zealots are gonna make it a little bit harder for him.
Yeah, I mean, Cass didn't do any drop harass. It was just very solid macro map control style here from Cass, and you know, I think Cass has proven here that he is the super. He's going to take some beating, that's for sure.
Yeah, and did you notice this? The Cass is also on a 5th base right now, but instead of building a planetary, he made another orbital.
Oh,
the entire army of Mechar has literally been evaporated right now, and the GG is called. Cass takes game number 1 to tie up the score.